to Real Business Breakthrough Show with Judy Jewett, your host. And our guest today is a continuation from yesterday, and it is Kristen Kramer. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here today and continue our conversation from yesterday. Thank you so much, Judy.
And it's really exciting, to be a part of where we will continue talking about the Lions um, Gate. And I'm laughing because Kristen and I have a joke about it. So just because I keep forgetting to say gate. And so that's the joke. Okay. And so it's really in a very important time, and we're going to continue talking for business owners and entrepreneurs about this. But let me just tell you a little bit about Kristen. She is the founder and CEO of Bold Moves Boss. As a business coach, consultant, she works with business owners who are scaling their businesses, figure out their systems, processes, and tech stack to create personalized, bold moves that will boss up their profits, crush overwhelm, and let them fall in love with their businesses again. So, with
Yes.
that, I would like to officially now welcome you, Kristen, to my show.
Thank you, Judy. Yes, I'm all about crushing overwhelm. Like actually
Well,
crushing it not crushing you.
and that, yes, 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 that's very important. You want, yeah, to get rid of overwhelm, but you do have a gift that a lot of people do not have, including myself, where I'm a visionary person. I see the big picture. You can see the big picture, and you're also good with details. Now, how did you get both of those gifts?
Oh, you know, um, I think being a catering manager in my hotel career. But before that, even, I used to run grassroots campaigns many years ago. You know, I think for me, the details are my curiosity on how does it all come together and how does it work. So more of a nuts and bolts sort of perspective on things. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely see like the big picture. My brain sort of works like a scatter chart. That's what I describe it as. And I don't know if I can't really pinpoint exactly where I learned to leverage that, but I think for me it came in understanding what I'm really good at and what I'm not good at. So like if you gave me a task list, like a list of things and I just need to start at the top of the list and check them off as I go, I am horrible at that. And it sounds sort of contradictory, right? Because those are details. Um but in understanding that about myself, it allowed me to create a team around me of people that love to check stuff off of a list. And then what I can do is stay focused on the big picture. And as I'm going through the list, really start to think like, how do all of these things come together? What's the connection between all of the dots? And uh, tap into that side of it without having to worry about getting stuck on the checklist. I don't know if that helps at all.
Well, it does, so you're right. It doesn't mean that everybody has to be able to do the checklist. Some people, that's what they're really good at. But the fact is, you can put together all the components you need to do, right?
Yes. Oh,
And that,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that it
I have
is.
plans that go 50 plus pages deep, and then I
Yeah,
delegate.
yeah, yes, I get it. Okay, so what I'd like to do is jump in about the Lions Gate. We're going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about the Lions Gate and something that we can help business owners and entrepreneurs with. And I really want to convey again today the importance of conscious entrepreneurs, conscious business owners. You may call yourself heart heart minded or spiritual or conscious, but what it tells me is you don't or not you're not necessarily in a box, and you see that there's a lot of components to life, and it's not surface. There's so much more that is there than left brain task of, well, I'm going to write this down. This is what I want. And now I'm going to go do everything I need to do to go make it happen. But the part is, by doing that, which I've done that for years, I was highly successful in corporate America when I worked on and off for 12 years. And so, but I found, and I was in sales, so I was continually setting goals, continually wanting to do something. But that left brain, only working half brain, isn't bringing all of you together, right? It's not helping all of you to blossom. And you're going upstream.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah. When did you start incorporating the spiritual aspect to what you were doing?
Um, I think when I became an entrepreneur, because I'm a purpose-driven entrepreneur. Yes, I want to make money. I like money in my bank account, folks. I like to buy things. But for me, the money wasn't really the first and foremost focus for it. It was I had a passion of wanting to help people um realize their own dreams. And so for me, that meant that, I really had to think about my intention and where the space I was coming from to be able to help people, and the space that I wanted to be in when I'm working in my day to day. So it was really about understanding that, I had to have a good sense of where I am, the space that I'm in right now, and watching the horizon to know sort of where I'm headed, but not necessarily having to understand all of the pieces, just trusting that it would all come together. And I think it was in trusting that it would just all come together and unfold the way it needed to, and that I just needed to not force it, but learn to relax into the natural unfolding of it. Having faith in that is really where that started to spring forth for me.
Yeah, so okay, so the spiritual aspect so I want to go deeper into the masculine feminine energy that we all have. And it's all about connecting the head and the heart, and it's all about the left and the right hemisphere of the brains, but it goes even further when you bring them together in a sacred union, because we are sacred.
Mhm.
We absolutely are sacred beings. We forget it, but we are. We really are. And it is bringing the magnet energy, which is feminine. It's the feeling world. And the masculine is the electric. So you have the magnet and the electric that comes together and creates magic. You call it magic because it's going to give you what you want, right? So
Mhm.
what you were saying is you kind of just went into it and had some trust and faith, and you took your ideas and made it work, and you were highly successful.
Yeah, no, exactly. And again, I think so the analogy that I use for people um is is standing at the bottom of an escalator, and you have to you have to trust that you either have to get on the escalator or you have to be off of it, right? So the analogy of that being the escalator being what you want to achieve, what you want to bring into your life. And if you have one foot on the escalator and you have the other one stuck on the platform, well, that doesn't go very well. And you divide your energy, you divide your focus, um, and you will in short term fall on your face, if you can imagine what that would look like in real life. So, just going for what it is that you really want to have in your life and trusting that it's going to come together. Um, and equipping yourself with the correct tools to facilitate that, right? And that's where, working with someone like you, Judy, where you're helping people step into their own personal power and work with the energy they have. And also, in something like this with Lionsgate, being able to tap into what the universe is offering to us as a way to, um, propel us forward or energize us and help us really lean into our desires. And at the same time, let go of what we no longer want to experience, and the old stories, and maybe the how awful something's been, to let that go and face forward into what's possible in front of us. And if I'm understanding things about the Lionsgate correctly, that's really what um, this energy, this phase in time is offering to us, is an opportunity to facilitate that for us.
I absolutely agree. I do believe that that's what this is about, and to facilitate it, to have trust and faith. And when it looks like it's almost impossible or you start doubting yourself, you're supposed to still jump. And as entrepreneurs, we jump, we get banged up, we have sometimes broken legs for jumping and not being ready and thinking that's what we were supposed to do and we're not, right? And so,
Mm.
it's learned behavior. We're afraid to get back up. Saying broken legs is pretty, that was definitely a visual, but that's sometimes you feel banged up, right? So the Lion's Gate is an opportunity to jump, get your ducks in order and jump. And I'm going to offer the suggestion right now. The way to do it is to get into gratitude.
Mm.
So if you can remember that when you're grateful for something, it's as if you already have it, and you do have it because you're grateful for having it. And you want something new into your life, then you're grateful for having it, and you say it in first, and first word. What is the saying?
Person.
Thank you, duh. First person. You have to see yourself. You don't see yourself. You have to become that person. You have to be that person. So how do you become that person? You do it. You just do it. I'll tell you. See if I can do this quickly. But one of my first entrepreneurial experiences, I was in my 30s, mother of four small kids, and decided that on one income, I was a stay home mom, that I really wanted to make some extra money to help. I had two daughters that needed braces at the same time. And so I had read a book that I still have to this day. My brother had given me, and this was like in the 90s, about manifesting and how you write down what it is you want. And I picked up exactly what I needed to do. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start a craft business. And I thought, well, I need a business name. So I did doing business as, my name was Cinnamon and Spice. And I thought, well, I just make crafts. Why not? And I'll go to these, shows, and I'll go sell my crafts. So I thought, well, how much is I thought, what is minimum wage? At that time, it was only $5. I'll never forget it. Now it's 15, right? And so I thought, well, I'll make $5 an hour. And I don't know even what I made. I did that. But in the process, I started asking questions. So I got a business name, and then I talked to someone. They said, well, if you want to do like crafts or flowers or something, you really need to go belong to um, the Gift Mart. That's what it's a
Hmm.
wholesale place in Ohio. And so I just acted like I already had a business and went in there and became a member, and thought, why not? Right. And so then I got a tax ID number. Never done anything, never paid a dime. Right. And so I just acted like, well, I'm a business owner. Right. And I started off at $5 an hour, and then I thought, well, no, I want to make 10. Well, if I was teaching, I'd be making 30. And then my last job, I went into floral business, didn't know it, and was very, very good. And my last job, I was making $100 an hour. So you see, I did it as if I already did it. And that's what everything needs to do. We need to do that, don't we? We have to
Yeah.
step in and take the steps as if we already have it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sorry, I have a frog. I think sometimes, we have a hard time writing down gratitude statements that are in first person. Do you have some examples, of how somebody can frame it? So if I'm um so let's say, because I think a lot of folks excuse me, struggle with clarity. Oh, right. I mean, it's such a great word, and it's so good when you have it, and when you don't have it, you muddle around and stay stuck a lot of times because you can't make a decision, because you don't have clarity around what you want. So if I wanted more clarity, even though usually I'm pretty clear, but even I like to have a lot of clarity. There are times when I need a lot of clarity. So what would I put down, or what could I do now? If it's something that, because I think a lot of us would agree that over the last 2.5 years, we feel like we've been stuck, um, that we've sort of been treading water, that we're like, when's it going to happen for me? Right. Um, and so if I've sort of been in that place, what are some things that I could use in writing gratitude statements or affirmations? Some folks call them affirmations, that would help me sort of, get my head in the right place. And when your head's in the right place, usually your heart's there first, and then your head will follow. But
Right. So what I do, and I would be writing this down and get into the heart feeling of it all. And I use the word grateful. You either say, I am grateful, or you say, thank you. I am, well, I say, I am grateful that the universe every day brings me clarity in what I need to know to move forward. And so you make the statement, or you can say, thank you, universe. Thank you, God, however you want to say it, for bringing me on a daily basis the clarity to help me know the steps to take to be successful.
I love that. And so everybody, if you missed that, you didn't have your pen and paper out, go back after the replay is published and write it down. Because
Yes,
those
yes,
are awesome statements. I love those.
yeah,
Um, yeah, absolutely. And so that's a great way for people to really start to prepare for this building energy and the Lion's Gate. And you know, one thing that I would say to go along with that when you're writing your statements of gratitude, or if you're using affirmations, the I am statements, um, then I would also say, use those to help you redefine what a win is for you in your business. A win isn't always, I made six figures, or I made $1 million, or I made $5,000 today. Sometimes a win is, I followed through on my promise to the people I spoke to today. A win can be, I got myself up and ready and started diving into my day by 9 a.m. Or I went to bed on time at a reasonable time. I mean, wins don't always have to be, you know, earth shattering, moving mountains kind of moments. And I think we get so wrapped up in thinking that to have a win, it has to move a mountain. And we forget about all of the smaller wins that come together, to create the cumulative effect. Uh-oh. So, um, my frog, your camera today.
yeah, yes, my camera. I agree. I agree with, we need to just look at every little thing. And yesterday morning, my day began when I was sitting out on the porch with, and it's a slope yard, and you see the lake, and I saw these two little deers, and one still had its little spots, little fawn, and it was like wobbly legs, and I just wanted to go squeeze it and love it and hold it, and of course I couldn't. And it just made my morning, right? Just those little things to see those precious little deer. So you're right. You have to get to whatever it is. But our time is I'm sorry, we are going over a little bit in time. I didn't mean to. So tomorrow we will continue, and I hope everybody does have a chance to listen. Make sure you go to realresultsmap.com. Realresultsmap.com. You can also put in the chat um, if you want more information, real, hashtag real, and I'll reach out to you. Take the quiz if you're serious about changing your mindset to bring in the abundance that's yours, that you deserve. Then make sure that you fill out the quiz and sign up for a complimentary session. Starting in September, I'm going to start charging for that session because the value you get when I go in and dive in intuitively and with business sense is huge, to help give people the answers of what they need to do. So,
Yeah, and I will affirm that for you, Judy, because that's how you and I started working together. And yeah, your quiz is amazing and really shows a lot about how we can help ourselves. And then meeting with you is, makes it that much more impactful. So, and if you're on my feed and you put hashtag real into the comments, I'll be sure to get that over to Judy so she can reach out to you.
thank you very much, everyone. Have a beautiful day.